Okay, welcome. Right off the bat, I'll just let you know that Mr. Manny here did not get into a fight, so this is not a punch to the eye. This is actually the muscle we're going to be talking about today. And as I was foam rolling this morning, I thought to myself, why is it that so many people have tension headaches, sinus headaches, migraine headaches? And if you think about this is what came to my mind. We have 30 muscles in our face that are used for expressions. They're called mimetic muscles. Hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it's the muscles that we have in our face that create expression. And we have 30 of them, which is way more than any other animal on the planet has. So that's amazing because it's what gives us the wonderful expressions that we have as humans. But like every other muscle in the body, they can get tight, they can get angry, and when they do, they can create problems. And all 30 of those can have their own little issues. So today we're going to talk about one, and this is the muscle of the eye. And this muscle is called orbicularis oculi. Big name for a muscle that goes right around the eye. So it's the one that circles around our eye. And if you've ever seen an anatomy book that has the face and there's this circle that goes right around the eye, that's the muscle that we're talking about. And this muscle is a wonderful muscle, does some great stuff for us, but it also creates some very interesting pain patterns when it gets angry. But let's talk about the muscle first. So again, this blue here, again, it's not a punch in the eye. It's literally the muscle that we're talking about. And it's divided into three parts. We have the one part that goes around the circle, the one that's probably the most common. If you looked at an anatomy book, was the one that you see right, the circle right around the eye. And this muscle is the one that when we close our eyes, if we think about closing our eyes or want to close our eyes tight, this is the muscle that's doing it. The other portion is the one that goes across our eyelids. So it goes from the inside toward the outside, but it goes right across the eyelids. And this one is what we call involuntary. This is when we go to sleep and our eyes close, or when we blink. This is the muscle that's doing that, or the portion of this muscle that's doing that. And it's the one that goes right across your eyelids. And then there's a third part of this muscle that's right between the nose, the bridge of your nose, and your eye. And it works the eye duct and is involved in the tearing of your eye. And that's, again, would be right in there between the nose, the bridge of your nose, and your eye. So there's three parts of this muscle that do all the wonderful eye movements that we have. So what happens when this muscle gets tight? Well, let's see. This part right here, I don't know if you can see that, there's a little black mark here, black X here. And it is where this muscle develops what we call a trigger point. And a trigger point can happen in any muscle. Some muscles have several trigger points, and this one has one. And all the trigger point is, when the muscle gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and more tension involved, it can get hyper irritated points. That's all the trigger point is. And when it gets this hyper irritated point, it can create pain patterns. So this one's no different. So I'm going to move Mr. Manny's head over a little bit. Again, that trigger point is right there, right over the eyebrow, and then almost onto the top of just a part above the eyebrow and the forehead. But there is our trigger point, or pain pattern, I should say, of this muscle. And you can get pain from this hyper-irritated point here, right above the eyebrow into the forehead, down across the bridge of the nose, more on the inside of your nose, right along there, all the way to the tip of your nose, down on the inside of your cheek, and right to the top of the lip. Right there. Actually, this needs to come down just a bit more onto the lip. That's where you can find pain. So we can get these headaches, tension headaches in the forehead, the sinus, more sinus headaches, all the way almost into the lip here. Migraines. This muscle can actually create migraine headaches. So that's pretty intense headaches. 3 types of headaches, one hyper-irritated point in this muscle. The other thing that this trigger point can cause is what's called double, jumpy, or blurry vision when you're reading print. Usually what happens is you're reading, the print will literally kind of get jumpy, or it'll be blurry, or it will, you'll sort of kind of get this double vision or double lines. And it's caused by this muscle, or can be caused by this muscle. So blurred vision, jumpy vision, double vision when you're reading print or looking at the screen. So what causes this? Well, again, modern day life. I mean, stress, focused on your computer, on a phone, hours upon hours of just really focused work where the eyes are really tight and tense, that can cause this trigger point. The other thing is posture. That when we have that head forward posture or shoulder forward posture, it puts stress on all these muscles. They put stress on our face. As the face muscles become stressed, the eyes become stressed. So again, it can be a combination of the body posture and the activity that we're doing and the stress that we have in our lives. Okay, so what can we do about it? Well, great, we can do a lot. Okay, so first of all, if you have any concerns about your eyes, if you have eye issues, talk with your doctor, your eye doctor. Just get a clean bill of health before you start doing any self-care, exercise type routines. If you have contacts on, some of these you might want to remove your contacts. I don't, in particular when I do these, but I'm mindful of the fact that I have my contacts on. Okay, so right off the bat, if you're feeling tension and tightness up in here, and you've been on the computer, you've been reading a lot of stress, it's a good time to just take a hot, moist heat pack. Now, when I say hot, we're not talking boiling hot here, right? It needs to be comfortable to the body when you put it on there. But a moist heat pack, and lay it, I usually just put it right on my face, and then I can kind of press in a little bit into my eyes and let that heat just really soak into this muscle. Or you can just focus right straight on the eyes and put the heat pack here. Let that thing lay in there for a while as it starts to cool. Now, I will say that some people like a cold pack. You can take a cold pack and do the same thing. I jump back and forth. Sometimes I like the cold pack, sometimes I like the heat pack. It really is up to you. Try it and see which one you like. Either one, once you're done with that, you can do it 2 or 3 times, then take the heel of your hand and press it right in where your eyebrows are, the ridge right up in here, and just massage in here. We're not putting a great deal of pressure, but just a nice, gentle massage right around those eyebrows, because the muscle comes up above the eyebrow, comes right above the eyebrow, so we want to work that area. You can spend a good minute or so there, come around the sides of your eye, and again, nice, gentle, circular motions will really help this. And then come down with your fingertips right along the ridge here and work this area. Again, we're not pushing in the eye, we're right on this bony part of the cheek, and then we can come right between the bridge of our nose and we can work in here. In fact, you can work the whole bridge of your nose, since the trigger point, the pain pattern comes down that way. It might just feel good to do that. But all up in here, you can work all up in there. Work that with your hands, massaging it will make it feel 100% better. Now, there's some really nice exercises that you can do. Some of them are going to strengthen this muscle. Some of them are going to help relax this muscle. The very first one, and I recommend you sit in a comfortable seat. Try to be in good posture with your ears. And again, remember we were talking about how posture affects this. So we want our ears in alignment with our shoulders and aligned with our hip bone. So I'm sitting right now. So my ears are in alignment with my shoulders, which are in alignment with my hip bone. Okay. As I sit here, I'm going to do 3 exercises. The first one is called the lid squeeze. You're going to take the heel of your hands and place them right on your eyes. You're not going to push in it hard. You're just going to lay them in there, place them where your eyes are at. Make sure you close your eyes. And then what you're going to do, you're going to squeeze your eyes tight. Now again, we're not trying to break gangbusters here. We're just squeezing our eyes nice and tight. Hold that for the count of 5, and then open your eyes again. And you can do that 5 to 10 times. So again, heel of our hands and our eyes, squeeze our eyes really tight, count to 5. First of all, inhale, squeeze the eyes nice and tight. As we open our eyes at the count of 5, we exhale, and then we do it again. And we can do that from 5 to 10 times. It's called the lid squeeze. Then we're going to do the surprise exercise. Now, my last video, last week, we were talking about the muscles that pull our eyes up in surprise and terror and horror and all that. So these muscles are going to be working now, which will make these muscles not work or relax. And again, that's the objective, is to get these muscles to relax. So to do that, we take our eyebrows and our eyelids and we go straight up. We want to try to pull them up to our forehead, pull them up nice and tight. And that's going to cause these muscles to work, and these muscles are going to have to relax. That's the point. And when we do that, we want to hold it for 5 seconds, and then we relax. So first thing we do, we inhale, bring those eyelids up as high as possible, as if you just saw the most amazing thing in the world. Hold for 5 seconds, relax, exhale, and bring the eyes down. And you can do that 5 to 10 times. Feels fantastic. This is another good exercise. This is called the look around. You want to take your eyes and you want to look up at the ceiling for the count of 5. Then look down for the count of 5. Back to center. Look to your right to the count of 5. Center to the left to the count of 5. Now try not to move your head, so we're not doing this, right? Your head might move a teeny bit, but try to make your eyes look all the way to the left, or all the way to the right, or to the ceiling, to the floor. And you're going to do that, count of 5, count of 5, count of 5, count of 5, and you can do that 5 to 10 times. And this is something you can do right at work or at home when you're working. You can do this right on your desk. And finally, you're going to do what's called the partial wink. And this is actually going to get this muscle to work a little bit, make it stronger. And to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to take your eyes and you're just going to close them halfway. You can do one eye at a time or both. And you're just going to hold that half wink for the count of 5. So I'm going to inhale, close my eyes halfway, hold my breath, count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Close your eyes only halfway. I close mine fully. And then open them again. Inhale, close them halfway. Hold for the count of 5. And relax. Okay? And you can do that. Now, this particular exercise said to do 2 sets of 50. So that's a lot. But the more you do, the stronger these muscles get. So I think it's a good exercise to do. But 50 when you're working and trying to get things done might be a bit much. You don't have to do all of these, although I think they're great. You can do some of them one day and maybe 1 hour, and then the next hour break you can do another one. Mix it up. But these will make the muscles, help the muscles relax, and the last one will actually make the muscles stronger. So it's a good self-care. So again, here's one muscle, one trigger point in that muscle can cause tension headaches, migraine headaches, sinus headaches, blurred or double vision. One muscle. All right, I hope that's helpful. Have a great day and take care.